As you can see, I'm like one of the skinniest gym owner you will see in the market. I was working with a startup previously, and I was not into fitness for a while, but I was getting like weaker and poor health. So I really wanted to work out more, and kind of was looking around what can I do.
Welcome to the Building Series podcast, a show where we speak to founders and business leaders to uncover their motivations, challenges, and bold decisions behind building and scaling their businesses. In this episode, I'm joined by Damian Chow, co-founder of Gympod, Singapore's first fully automated private gym concept. Damian, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tim.
And Damian, I first used Gympod near my office and then later near my home for two main reasons. And so the first reason was that I wasn't committed to any gym back then. So Gympod was a very good concept because it allows me the flexibility as well as, just to choose the location that I want in terms of when I want to gym. So secondly, my wife and I, we really like to go to gym together. And I think with Gympods, firstly, you don't have to be tied to gym membership, the same gym membership. And secondly, obviously, convenience and the privacy. So, I just want to ask you, the first question is, what was the inspiration behind creating Gympod?
So my inspiration for using Gympod is really, at first, is to solve a problem for myself. As you can see, I'm like one of the skinniest gym owner you will see in the market. I was working with a startup previously, and I was not into fitness for a while, but I was getting like weaker and poor health. So I really wanted to work out more, and kind of was looking around what can I do? I can sign up for a gym membership, or I can start training at home. So I was not very comfortable going to a traditional gym, especially because there's a lot of people there, and I kind of feel a bit shy lifting the weights. Obviously, I couldn't lift the heavy weights.
Didn't want to go to the gym and be filled with people.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, taking the weights is a big place. I'm taking the smaller ones. So I feel a bit intimidated by that. I also didn't want to try to bro it and then try to carry heavy ones and injure myself, right? Then the other option was to kind of buy equipment at home. Okay. But in Singapore, our houses are not that big. And I feel it's a bit of a waste. I buy at home, I don't use it like all the time. Because when you start, I don't use every day, right? I don't go so many times a week. The other problem was also like, I was thinking if I sign a membership, I may not go like so many times a month.
That's true.
Right? So I feel that it's a bit wasted if I'm not using it actively. Yeah, so then I was just kind of thinking through what are the solutions for, why are there no such solutions for people out there? And coming from, a tech startup, I was also thinking, what are the ways to make it more affordable and make it more automated? That's where I started kind of talking to different people who has gone to gym, people who has not gone to gym, what are their ideas and all these things. So that's why I chanced upon this idea of just, starting up a private space and kind of getting pay-per-use for people to use.
And I think one of the things which is always a pain point for a lot of gyms that I used to go in the past is that, you're limited to their working hours. Because a lot of gyms, they have front desk staff. And I remember when I first started working, and I try to still keep fit as much as I can.
Yeah.
But by the time I finish work, I go back home, I change, I go to the gym, and it's like 1 hour more and the gym is going to close.
Right.
But these are all your community center gyms, right?
Yes.
And I think with Gympods, it was actually my first experience going into a commercial gyms where I don't see any staff and sometimes no one else as well, because you book the pod for yourself. What were some of the challenges and solutions that you had to encounter because you were operating a gym essentially without any staff?
So my thinking was, why can't a gym be run without any staff in it? Because basically what the person is using the space and the equipment, right?
I mean, it's like your condo gym. There's no...
Yeah, correct. Why not run 24/7 then? Like, so a lot of people in Singapore, they can work different hours, they want to go in late nights as well. So my first thinking was that access point, right? How do people go in without somebody's there to lock the door for them? Second is kind of security, making sure they are still safe while they are going in the pod. And thirdly is how easy for them to understand what to use in the pod. So challenges are how to work backwards to see what are the solutions that we can implement into it over time as we get feedback from the users. We set up a shipping container.
Okay.
Right. We put in some gym equipment, use some off the shelf software. It was not fully integrated in the pod yet. Actually, it was just a put together solution that we could create and just some booking software for people to sign up to book online. So when they book, I actually manually send them an SMS to tell them this is the PIN code to enter at the door to go in. So it's actually not automated.
It's like those Airbnb homes.
Yeah, but it's actually not automated because if you book 2 a.m. in the morning, I have to wake up 2 a.m. to send you the code.
The messages.
Yeah, the messages. Yeah. So at the point, we kind of figure out to test out where are the people having problems with the pods. So we kind of iterate that into the app and it improves from there.
I'm just curious, is it fully without staff? Because I was just thinking of things like cleanliness and, faulty equipments.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that the cleanliness of the gym pod, or if there's an equipment that's faulty, will someone come in once a day
put it that way, it's not fully unmanned in the gym pod company.
Yeah.
Right, making sure things are working right. So we also have cleaners coming in to do the daily cleaning. But we rely a lot on the users as well. That's why we have cleaning equipments in the pod, and we have signs and we have points to reward users for cleaning them well. And also kind of a rating system to rate the pod, how clean it is, etc. We rely both on the users to do it, but we also have our team to go in once a day for the cleaning. For equipment, is less regular, but we also, of course, have our own operation teams together with our vendors or equipment vendors to make sure the equipments are up to standard.
I remember that one of the time I was actually at the gym pod, and I was actually, there was actually equipment there. I can't remember. It must have been one of those machines equipment, and then there's like, oh, don't use this equipment and stuff. So I was actually quite impressed that, even though there's no staff there, the communication seems very clear and you can play music as well. The system is also very smart because I know one of the times, so I had GymPod on my phone, right? And what we do is we download the app, and the app will show you what time you book, and then you can go in. But basically, if there's nobody in the pod before that, it kind of lets you go in a bit earlier, like 5 minutes earlier.
Yes.
But if there is someone inside there, you can't go in until the person essentially comes up on time.
Yes.
So the app is configured that way.
Yes. This is after initially it was not. So this is a secret hack that you realize. Initially it was not. But of course we try ourselves, and we also have users trying it. Because sometimes when you are waiting 5 minutes before, you just feel like you want to go in.
Yeah.
And you realize there's nobody inside. So it's a bit frustrating if you can't allow yourself to go. We don't allow them to go in. So we actually take the feedback from the customers. I also wanted to have some kind of thing. So we can't incorporate that into the software. So the flexibility for us is that because we own the software, right, the app, so we could actually improve all these things quite quickly when the users feedback.
So this is software you developed specifically for gym bots to improve the convenience of booking as well, right?
Yes.
And I heard, and I don't know if that's true, but I heard you expanded, or you're trying to expand overseas.
Yes.
The gym pod concept. Which countries have you?
So we have already launched in Chicago, US.
Yep.
We have 5 pods over there. Right now, the main market that actually we are trying to grow is in Indonesia. So we have about 10 pods in Jakarta.
Okay.
Yeah.
So US was Chicago was your first foray overseas.
Yes.
How's the experience like the difference? Is there a difference between running a gym in the US and Singapore?
Not so much in terms of running a gym, but overall running a business in the US is very different. Every state is different, and we kind of have to figure out what's the regulations over there, setting up a gym, even for building compliance. Because we started off shipping containers as well, right? For these licenses and all these things, pretty different from Singapore. In terms of marketing, there's also slight differences in terms of audience, but because our target audience our positioning has always been for privacy, we were not so sure whether the US market, they value privacy as much as over here. So that's why it's always an iteration pilot to test out. So fortunately for us, we found out that wherever we go, there's always some group of people that values the privacy part, right? Compared to a big gym where there are more equipment and stuff.
I think one of the strength of gym pod is really accessibility, in the sense that you can find gym pods, anywhere you are, right? Whether it's from your home. So I stay in the east near the park, and there's some gym pods there. There's also one near our office in the CBD as well. I'm just curious in terms of the business model. Is it typically you rent the space from the landlord or the landowners, and then hope, or not say hope, but like just try to get the returns in terms of gym users?
Yes. So typically we do go for the spaces that are less utilized or even unutilized by the landlords. So initially when we first started, we actually started in one of the industrial office areas where we don't gym service them because the community there is smaller. Right. So the footprint is not big enough for big gyms to go inside there. But we come in and say that we can add as amenities for your community. We take out much lesser space. So initially we go into this is an empty patch of grass.
Like the park.
And there's no value in that space at the moment, right? So we take out a little bit of space to create amenities for them. So for the case, we kind of take a very low license fee with the landlords. There are certain spaces where it's high traffic, we might take a rental as well. Typically that's a model, and then we will monetize via the bookings and other services that we provide.
I think it's so smart because like a park it just makes sense to have a gym there because people are going there to run and work out.
Because especially in Singapore, like I mentioned, my problem is if I can't work out at home, I can't go to the gym, I can go to the park and work out. But the problem is that if it's rain, you can't go, it's wet. And sometimes Singapore is so hot, right, that you can't really work out too long.
Or you're just limited to the pull-up bars and the sit-up bars from the park. But, sometimes you just want to have a quick 30 minutes weight training before or after your run, and it just makes sense that the gym pod is there to facilitate that kind of workout since you're already at the park anyways. And I just want to go to the next thing, which is that your automated solution for gym pods isn't just limited to gyms, because you are actually expanding that concept to podcasting as well. In fact, this studio that we're in is actually a automated podcast studio. So I'll show you guys some shots later on, but essentially there's no cameraman and it's just me and Damian, just LFG Pod recording this studio. So I just want to ask, how did that concept of expanding beyond just gym came about?
Yeah, so actually after we launched the gym pod, there have been a lot of debate within my team and also inquiries from outside. Can we use the technology for something else? Beginning, we always I was trying to be more focused just on the fitness vertical because that's what we know more in. So it was until more recently where the average team, so they were also gym pod users. They come to us. They have this problem with their podcast agency, right? They have agencies to do recordings for their clients, but then they require more manpower, more time to set up, and sometimes the clients want to do adaptation all these things. So that's why we come. Actually, to me, it looks like the same problem as someone want to set up a home gym.
Right.
I set up home gym and need to buy equipment, but I don't know what to buy. I don't know how to set up.
Yeah, and you need the space also.
I need the space, right? If I want to do podcasts at home or in my office, I don't know what to buy, don't know how to set up. I need the space.
Yes.
So to me, it's the same problem in a different space. So I try to apply in a different vertical, and the general value you want to provide to the users are that it's convenient. You don't have to own the thing. You use it. You pay what you use.
Yeah.
So we kind of the value is there. And you kind of have the whole space and for yourself to be creative during that period of time. Yeah. So you are time sharing with other people, but not the space.
What were some unique challenges?
So obviously it's a very different space. So for me, my broad challenge is that I may not fully understand the customers. In this case will be the content creators.
Okay.
Because I myself is not really a full-time content creator.
Okay.
So maybe, but
some workout videos or something.
Yeah. So my challenge is that's why we need to work with industry partners who have been in the space for a long time. They understand what's the requirement, what do people look out for, what's the problems, what's the best equipment and setup that provides the most flexibility. Because I think for the unmanned concept, one of the things that we need to make sure that we can provide is there's enough flexibility for the user to adjust, because everybody's content or the way they shoot might be slightly different. There are a lot of similarities, but there are some differences that we need to try to cater for them to adjust. So that's the main challenge. So that's why we need to but the good thing is that every pod is very small. We can start one and we kind of get feedback and iterate from there. Just like how we started with the gym pod.
Do you have LFG pod is a relatively new concept. We're actually here at the Esplanade. So if you guys want to record or try record it, you can come down to the Esplanade, just download the LFG pod. Like I think with gym pods, you also have different kind of gym concepts. So I think you have some where you have the barbell inside and you can do your bench, your squats, your deadlift. Others are more machine heavy.
Yeah.
And then there's some that it's, I think even boxing, you can, you have a boxing sandbag as well and do all this training. Do you see a similar concept with podcast studios as well? Because, maybe some people want different setups and is that a concept you might work
Yes,
with?
generally, like the gym pods, we go with the core model and then we can't get feedback we try to iterate different things. As much as possible, we try to put it as flexible as possible in one particular concept. So for example, for the LAG studio, we have some feedback that we want more different kind of camera angles, which we could, if we can, we will try to incorporate into the same. But let's say if it has to be a totally different setup, then that's something we can consider in a different location. Then we can kind of have different team, so-called, so people can choose, right? If this team they go to this side, if the different team they go to the other pod. Some people talk about green screen, so that with different pods where we have green screens effect as well. Yeah. So that's something definitely we are considering. Is really we want to work out what's the base model that as many people can use. Then we can incrementally add from there.
More specialized types of
Yes.
pods or certain kind of videos. Without giving away any potential secrets that you might already have, do you think, what are some other products and services you think that can also do with this idea of automation where we don't necessarily need to have staff in the place where we're waiting for services?
Can be experimental is whether there's enough value for us to do that. So things like co-working spaces, podcast studio, we talk about it, there could be photo studios, jamming studios, which we are actually trying out to set up. We'll be launching soon. Tuition centers, tuition kind of rooms for private tutors. This has all been explored with us before. But again, all these are different verticals, so we will go into it when we are kind of understanding of the customers around.
And maybe just one final question, which is on your wish list of automation, right? What else do you hope in the future technology can solve through automation one day? Maybe it's not here today yet.
Yeah.
You wish one day it will come.
So several aspects. One aspect is especially for the gym, the cleaning.
Cleaning.
Right.
Oh wow, that's
Right. If
amazing. If
it's,
you can.
yeah, correct. So you can imagine if it's, it's self-clean somehow.
Yeah.
Right. During the COVID days, we actually tried. We have things like UV lights that comes out, and we have sanitizers that the fragrance comes out to kill the germs. But then generally you need more deep cleaning. Now you still need humans to do that. So I think if there's some way that can be automated, that'd be great.
Yeah.
In terms of the other part is more of content-wise, software-wise. In terms of for the gym part, I mean, for certain industries, you need certain guidance or tutorials, or so let's say for the gym. So if that can be catered to the customers, like for example, for the fitness user, I can track a workout, I can give you a programming based on the equipment over there and help you achieve your goals, basically. So that's something that we're already working on, but we are trying to get there further. For things like LG Studio, be like content editing, right? Post-service, post-production, right? What can we further add on to the value that you have been recorded here? Yeah. So
if we can get this footage edited, just automatically, that
Yeah,
will be the dream
yeah.
for us.
yeah, I think we will get there with the technology these days. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to the day where we have some automation for some of this video footage that we're taking. I'm not sure if our video editor would like to hear this.
Oh yes, definitely.
Right, Damian, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, and from spotting a gap in the fitness markets to building Gympod and now expanding the pod concept also to new industries like podcasting. It's been fascinating to see how you've taken automation and privacy, turned them into strength and open up possibilities for what the pod model can be in the future. And for those tuning in, if you enjoyed today's conversation on the building series and want to hear from more founders and business leaders, be sure to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, or wherever you're watching or listening to this.